Fire Control Plan. Fire Control Plan is a mandatory requirement and developed for each ship based on the fire safety objectives as per SOLAS Chapter 2.2 to meet the functional requirements. This plan is a crucial document that provides detailed information about the ship's fire safety systems. Fire safety objectives as per SOLAS Chapter 2.2. 1. Prevent the occurrence of fire and explosion. 2. Reduce the risk to life caused by fire. 3. Reduce the risk of damage caused by fire to the ship, its cargo, and the environment. 4. Contain, control, and suppress fire and explosion in the compartment of origin. And 5. Provide adequate and readily accessible means of escape for passengers and crew. Contents of Fire Control Plan. 1. Fire detection and alarm systems. Details about the type of fire detection systems, e.g., smoke detectors, flame sensors, and their locations on the ship. Information on the fire alarm system, including activation methods and alarm signals. 2. Firefighting appliances. Locations of fixed firefighting appliances such as sprinklers, water mist systems, foam systems, and portable fire extinguishers, hoses, and other portable firefighting equipment. 3. Escape routes. Clearly marked primary and secondary escape routes from different areas of the ship. It also indicates emergency exits and escape routes from accommodation areas, engine rooms, and other critical spaces. 4. Fire control stations. Positions of fire control stations on each deck and in key areas of the ship. Details of equipment available at fire control stations, such as fire extinguishers, hoses, and communication devices. 5. Bulkheads and fire-resisting structures. Information on the types of bulkheads, e.g., A-class, B-class, and their locations. Details of fire-resisting structures and their locations to prevent the spread of fire. 6. Ventilation systems. Locations and details of ventilation closing arrangements, including dampers and fans. Information on the remote operation of ventilation systems to control smoke and heat during a fire. 7. Emergency equipment. Locations and quantities of EBDs available on the ship, locations and quantities of firemen's outfits, including protective clothing and breathing apparatus. 8. Emergency stops. Positions of emergency stop buttons and switches to shut down machinery and systems in case of fire. 9. Fire pumps and emergency generators. Locations of main and emergency fire pumps, emergency generators to ensure power supply during a fire. 10. Fire Control Plan Box. A weather-tight enclosure containing the Fire Control Plan, emergency contact lists, and other essential documents. The Fire Control Plan box should be easily accessible and permanently exhibited in conspicuous locations, such as the navigation bridge, engine room, and accommodation areas. 11. Language and accessibility. The Fire Control Plan should be available in the working language of the crew and also in English. At least one copy of the Fire Control Plan should be permanently displayed on board, and another copy should be available ashore at the company's office. 12. Maintenance and updates. The Fire Control Plan must be kept up to date with any changes in firefighting systems, escape routes, or other relevant information. Any alterations to the Fire Control Plan should be recorded as soon as possible. 13. Symbol usage. The Fire Control Plan uses standardized graphical symbols as per IMO Assembly Resolution A.654-16. All crew members should be familiar with the symbols used in the Fire Control Plan. 14. Emergency response. Contact information for emergency response centers, port authorities, local agents, flag state, and crew lists. Information on the stowage plan and cargo manifest for reference during emergencies. 15. International shore connections. Locations and details of international shore connections for firefighting purposes. 16. Fire hydrants and hoses. Locations and quantities of fire hydrants and hoses on the ship. 17. Fixed firefighting systems. Locations and details of fixed firefighting systems such as CO2, dry powder, foam, and water systems. 18. Other firefighting equipment. Information on any other firefighting equipment with specific applications. Documents to be maintained on board. Fire Safety Operational Booklet. This booklet should contain instructions and information for the safe operation of the ship and cargo handling in relation to fire safety. It should be written in the working language of the ship and be available in each crew cabin, recreation room, and crew mess room. Maintenance plan. This plan should include information about firefighting systems and appliances and fire protection systems. Records of inspections, maintenance, and pressure tests. These records should be maintained. Manufacturer's maintenance instructions. These instructions should be on board. Written operating instructions. These instructions should be posted in the foam room and include a description of the system and a list of all control valves. Thank you for watching this video. For more marine topics, please subscribe the CFix channel. Have a nice time.